Hello guys, and welcome to my first video. My first video is going to be about how to use the editor and grab. Yes, it's going to be a tutorial, but we're going to learn how to use the editor, and it's actually a surprising amount of people that don't know how to use the editor. The editor's sort of hard to learn, but I mean, it's not too tough. Anyway, let's get to it. Right in here, you start off with this kind of blank template, and there's nothing here except for a start, an end, and a stone block. There's not a lot to do here, huh? So, well, you can build your own things in here. If you press Y on your left controller, you can switch between player mode and editor mode. Editor mode is what we're gonna be going through today. So, first we need to learn how to save your own levels and open them. Saving your own levels and opening them, you save them, you can just save it and come back to it later. So, let's say I make a few things in here, and I want to save it. Now, how do I save it? Well, you press the 3-line button that should be right below your left joystick, or you can press the menu button on your watch, and it should open all the same. Now, there's 5 different tabs you can go through, and it's not too hard, but main ones we're going to be focusing on right now are save and open. Now, we can save this. If we hit save, there's a title that it's required to upload a level. Because if you don't have a title, I don't think it's uploaded unless you have a title. Yeah. There's a creator which you can put your username, or you can click on it with your top trigger to open the keyboard below. And for example, if I want to put my user there, I could, and it's right there. Now we can just put a title like test or something, and the description could be whatever you want it to be. So you can set the amount of checkpoints in here too. The default amount is 10, but you can change it using these plus and minus buttons here. And once you're done, you can hit save. And now if you hit the open tab, it should be there. I already did one before. Yeah, I already did one before, just because. Yeah, so once you have your thing saved, you can come back to it later and I guess work on it. So anyway, we're gonna go into my tutorial that I have saved. And now there's a lot here, but it's not too much. Anyway, there are 10 types of blocks: stone, yellow rock, ice, lava, wood, grass, molten grass, brick and block, concrete, and bounce block. That's what I just call them. You can call them whatever you want, I guess. But cubes aren't the only shape you have in this. If you scroll down using your opposite controller, you can scroll down this menu and find other shapes, such as spheres, cylinders, pyramids, and triangular prisms, I guess. And now we're gonna get over here to the signs. Now, how exactly do we write on them? Well, you just come up here and select it, and you can click this pencil and paper icon with your top trigger. Now, if you do, per se, miss it, it'll just unselect it and you just have to select again. Anyway, once you select that, this keyboard will open, and yeah, you can type whatever you want on this. So But if you do hit the capital letters, you have access to more symbols and mostly just more, I guess. So you can type whatever you want on here or something. If you hit this caps button twice, it will turn on caps lock. And if you hit this return button, you can make lines. You can type whatever you want on here or something, and it'll appear on the sign. So, moving on, we're going to grouping and locking objects. Now I have 4 objects inside of this, which I have cloned, and they're all the same, and they're all stone blocks. So, how are we grouping them and locking them? Well, you can just select all 4 of these and go to this selection tab right here. And with your tab trigger, you can select group, which makes it just one physical object that you can move around. So you don't have to select everything again just to move it. And that's basically the use of grouping. Locking, if you lock it, you're not able to move it unless you unlock it. So, locking, I guess, is just a way to prevent any mistakes from happening, like accidentally moving an object. Now, if you're in with other people, note that other people can unlock your blocks and potentially edit them. So just be aware of that. And you can unlock all of them at once if you choose to. Yeah, that's mostly it for grouping and locking objects. Breaking blocks, when you place them, they automatically have set values. Those values being 2 seconds stable time and 8 seconds respawn time. So it'll take 2 seconds to break and 8 seconds to come back. Now you can change this to whatever you want, I guess. Maximum of like 30 seconds, I believe, but you can set it to whatever, I guess. The maximum for stable time is 30 seconds, and the maximum for respawn time is 60 seconds. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Changing color of concrete. You can change this color of the concrete to, I guess, whatever you want, but you just select it, and again, we're using the selection menu for this. You have access to about 100 colors in here. Those are already just set for you. You can't change these colors. You can't just have your own custom sets here. I mean, that kind of would be nice, I guess. And, yeah, you can use these colors, or you can use your own colors using this hex color code. Now you can just look up hex color or something, and you can use you can use it to find the color you want. And per se, you want like a really dark block, like pitch black, but the darkest one isn't that dark. So you can use this hex color code thing, and if you put in all zeros, it'll be pitch black. And about the same goes for white. The brightest white is, well, the one that's already set, and well, it's not, like blinding white, I guess, which is good. I mean, this is the brightest you can make it. You can use this type thing here, which I forgot about, kind of, but yeah, once you place a concrete block, it's automatically on default, and you can use this type thing here, and once you click it, you can turn it neon. There's, as of now, not really any other types you can set it to. And neon's really the only one you can set it to for now. But maybe that'll change in the future, who knows? You can size yourself. Now pretend these are your controllers for a second. If you put your controllers like almost like this, it's kind of like it, I guess. I try to recreate it. You have two triggers, your top trigger, which you can use to select objects. If you press it down, yeah, you can use it to select multiple objects. If you're not pressing it down, you can only select one at a time. So you have two triggers, your top trigger and your bottom trigger. Your bottom trigger helps you navigate around an editor mode. If you press down both bottom triggers at once and hold them down, you can already see what's going on. If you put your arms in, you can make yourself bigger. Or if you put your arms out, you can make yourself smaller. There's a limit to how small and how big you can make yourself, though, for those of you who are asking. Anyway, yeah, that's mostly it for that. Let's move on. Deleting objects. Now, let's say you're making something and you make a mistake and you want to get rid of the object. So you can just select it and hold down the top trigger to select it, I guess, and then you can move it by letting go and holding down your top trigger again, and you can move it around like usual. But if you press this little trash can thing, which is your B button on your right controller, you can get rid of it. And then it's gone. Unless you hit undo or redo, which is possible, turning your joystick to the right to do redo, and turning your joystick to the left to undo. And you have to turn it to left or right, and then press it down. Now this has worked a few times, I guess, but if you hold the undo button, it might, I don't know, this has only happened a few times, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I don't know. If you hold it down, it doesn't look like it, but it would keep undoing. There we go. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't know if it's just me or I don't know. Anyway, we can just get rid of this for now. Moving on to cloning objects. It's kind of basically what we were doing already. Except now we press the A button and it creates an exact copy of it, same size, and if it's concrete, it can be the same color. That's convenient, and this goes for groups too. So if you have something grouped, you can just group it and it will remain grouped. So that's it for cloning objects. Moving on. Setting your rotation snap to 90 degrees can help align objects better. Now this is just kind of a fun one, I guess. This isn't really something you need to know, but it's just if you want to make things aligned better, you can use this. So let's say we have these right here, and we want to, I guess, align them. If we use something like the default, like 5 degrees, you might have some trouble, but it could eventually get there. But if you use 90, it kind of goes on perfectly. Like, if you use 0, which it isn't much easier to use it's kind of annoying if you're trying to align objects, because it's 0 and it's kind of annoying to align objects. It seems to be always off by something, and it's kind of a nightmare to use. Same goes for position snap. If you're using 0 for both, you're definitely gonna have a bad time trying to align objects. Yeah, I can't align that any better. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna set this back because 90 degrees is best, and depending on the size of your object, you can use smaller position snaps, I guess. But and there's more than one way to scale objects, which I think I've already done when I was trying to delete objects. If you press both of your top triggers while highlighting a block, like press down one top trigger will move it. If you press down both, you can scale it by your position snap. You can scale this to however big. I don't know if there's a limit. I don't think there is, to be honest. So yeah, you can scale that to your heart's desire. You can increase the area you select. This is... I want to say it's too hard to use. I kind of forget it. I kind of forget about it most of the time. But if you hold down your top trigger like you're selecting something, and move your joystick, it could be whatever, but if you move your joystick to the right, you can make this bigger. Now I have stick drift, which is why it's kind of going weird, but if you move this to the left, it can get smaller until it's just what it was before. Yeah, you can make this bigger to select multiple objects at once, and I guess you could select everything if you wanted to. If you wanted to make everything in one group, it would be easier to do that. Anyway, ambience settings. Now these I don't really use too often unless, I kind of want to make something cool, I guess. But ambience is another tab below selection, and there's a lot of options actually. But you can change the color of the sky, the horizon, or change the positioning of the sun, the size and the positioning of the sun. Here it just kind of changes its color. There's saturation and there's brightness, which you can just make a very dark sky if you so choose to. And yeah, and if you don't like what you want and just want to go back to what it was before, you can always hit reset to default. And it'll just go back to where it was before, or just the default settings. Now the sun, you can change how high up it is. Now you can make it like straight up, or you can make it kind of just with the horizon, I guess. I'm not sure how to say the azimuth or something. If you use this, it changes where the sun is. Horizontally, I guess. Yeah, it's an entire 360. You can place it anywhere, I guess. And size, you can make it bigger, which I'm not sure 100% what it's supposed to do. But if you make it like no size, like it's not even there, then there's still some kind of shadow, but it's not really that apparent. The sun's just gone, and there's not a lot of shadows. So, for say, if you want like a really dark level, this would probably be the best. Having like no brightness on the sky and horizon color, and also if you change the sky and horizon color just completely pitch black, you can't really see what your position snap and rotation snap are. And you can always change it back, like I said. That's kind of bright. Wasn't ready for that. Alright. Navigating the menu. I think I did say we'd come back to this, but we're going to focus on the rest of this and giving other people editor permissions. You can give other people editor permissions. Like, right now, I don't have anyone else with me because I'm lonely, I guess. Anyway, if someone else were to be in your lobby, they would have their username, and there would be a little button over here that would say unlock. Like, it would be about like right here, and you could press with your tab trigger, and it would unlock their permissions to edit. Note that they don't have permission to use the ambience menu. I mean, even if you want to use the ambience menu, they still don't have. They won't have permission to use this. The owner is the only one that is able to use this. Now, actually, I'm gonna get to verify and publish over there, but might as well talk about it now because there's nothing else in the menu. Anyway, verify and publishing your own level. You can, once you're done with your level and you want to upload it for everyone else to see, you can't immediately publish it, because even if I hit this continue button, it would lead me to this verify menu, which would say to verify your level. And it says before level can be published, it needs to be verified as playable. So nobody can upload like impossible levels, per se. And to do this, it has to be played from the start, which is the kind of the green circle, and you have to finish over here this red circle, which I guess is the end. You can scale both of these objects, but no, you can't really rotate these. So you can make this big. I mean, there's a size limit to this, and I'm glad there's a size. I'm glad there's a limit. Yeah, just oh. Well, I guess I can use the undo for that. I didn't mean to use that or do that. Not the same goes for the spawn, except you can rotate this. The arrow is going to be which way the player is facing when they start the level. So, if they play your level, they will start facing whatever way you make it. They could be facing the sky behind them or the objects in front of them. So, really, you can just choose which way they face when they start the level. So, when you verify, you're gonna have to save once again. You're just gonna have to save your level, and then once you hit verify, you're forced into player mode, and from there you have to get to the end of your level, and then the publish menu will show up, and you can hit publish and hit continue. And of course, I'm not gonna hit continue because I don't really want to upload this level right now. So, yeah, once you beat it, there will be a publish button right here. Once someone beats it, it will show up automatically, but if you exit out of the menu, you can always go back and hit publish because someone beat it. And if you want to update it, if you add if you verify it and then add an object and then try to verify it again, you'll save, and you're gonna have to verify it again before you have to publish it. If you updating works like that. If you publish a level that you've already published, it will just update that existing one. So, yeah. can always hit back to editor and just, even if you revert it back to its original form after you've edited it, you still have to verify it. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say for now, so it's been pretty fun, I'd say. And subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm probably gonna make more tutorials, more on how to build certain structures, like building a house or something basic like that. And how 90-degree rotation snap is actually probably the best way to go, unless you want something tilted, you can use 90-degree. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later, I guess. Bye.